Welcome into the Better and Green podcast. Today we're going to be going over the Week 17 NFL slate and college football playoffs. We didn't hit our prop parlay or our squad ride last week, but Ethan, you're starting to heat up, man.
Yeah, another 2-1, big three for me. I was really hoping to go 3-0 with that Colts game on Monday night, but tough to cover when you only put up 3 points. So, but hey, I'm happy 2-1. I'll take that every week. Kind of had a cop out with my Derrick Henry touchdown, but I was the only one in the prop parlay to hit this week. So finally got my first prop win. Yeah, gonna look to get a squad ride win this week with the boys and hope to keep rolling.
Yeah, get back on track. Talk about Derrick Henry. Zach, are you ready to get into the slate?
I'm ready. Let's get it.
Let's do it. The Dallas Cowboys head out to Tennessee to face the Titans. Titans are 10-point home dogs. Over under set at 40.5. And I'm just going to sit back, Ethan. I'm going to let you take this one first, and I'm going to eat some pizza while you talk, okay? Thank you again, by the way.
Pizza on Ethan's house free.
Yeah. I wish that was me eating that. That sounds good. I'm pretty hungry right now.
It's really good, Ethan.
You earned it fair and square. What'd you get there? Cheese? Just straight cheese?
Cheese.
Nice.
I mean, you ordered it, didn't you? I mean, you should know what it is.
I paid for it. I didn't order it.
Oh, okay.
Shout out Venmo.
State lines there. But no, getting into the Thursday night game. This game actually I just checked before we got on. Tennessee's a 12-point dog now at this point, so line is moving quick.
I think it's because Derrick Henry's doubtful. He's not going to play.
Yeah.
So
okay. Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Dallas. They have to travel on a short week after playing their biggest game of the season against Philly last week, getting the win. And then they have Washington on deck at Washington, so they're going to have to travel again for another road divisional game. Tennessee is off another loss to Houston. That's 5 in a row now that they've lost. They are just a complete free fall. Jacksonville has overtaken them for the division lead, and they're at Jacksonville next week. I have to lean Tennessee in this game. 12 is just so many points for a home team that still has a chance to make the playoffs, still has a chance to win the division. Don't think they're going to win outright, but I just think 12, way too many, even if Henry is out. Yeah, I don't know if I'll bet that, but I lean Tennessee. I would probably lean the under. Malik Willis hasn't shown that he can put up points. And then Henry, obviously, missing is going to hurt them. So I could see this being low scoring, just kind of Dallas get out with a win, like 21-14 or something like that. And, just move on to the next week. But I would definitely lean Tennessee. That's probably the way I would look at this game.
Yeah, I'm probably not betting anything in this game. I'm not sure if the Titans are going to score without Henry specifically. I mean, Malik Willis, I think he's talented, but they have no weapons around him. He just runs around for his life the entire game. So I'm happy the Jags are leading that division because they're by far the better team. It's not even close, and they're actually, fun to watch. Yeah. So I've leaned Cowboys in the under, but I'm not taking anything in this game. Not a chance.
When I think of this game, I'm thinking of like when they played the Bills back in the beginning of the season, and they basically blew them out so bad they started resting all their starters.
Mm-hmm.
They have no Ryan Tannehill. They're going to have probably no Derrick Henry. So they're going to have no offense, and they're going up against the Cowboys defense. Like, I feel like they're going to get creamed, man.
Yeah, I do too.
The line movement I loved it a lot at +10. I'm curious what it's going to end at. I bet this creeps over 2 touchdowns.
I was saying I think +14 it might end at.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to bet on Dallas.
Yeah, that might get me to Tennessee, but I was an idiot and I got burned by Tennessee last week. I jumped back on them.
We got burned by them all year, dude. I told you the Texans were winning that game.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah, I thought we we were all on the Texans.
We were, and I changed it last second, and then it came from 5 to 3, and I was like, okay, I'm getting on the Titans.
That's painful, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of painful, let's talk about the Broncos heading out to Kansas City to face the Chiefs next week. Chiefs are 13.5-point favorites. Over under is set at 45 points. You guys mind if I take the floor for this one real quick?
Send back. Waiting for you here.
I know you got some things to say.
And now, we have timestamps below. So if you're a Broncos fan, I suggest skipping forward. This has nothing to do with being a Chiefs fan. This is about Nathaniel Hackett. They had, going into the season, the third best odds to win the AFC and the eighth best odds to win the Super Bowl. Dan Orlovsky said that he thought that they were going to, I believe, win the division. And that has to be his worst play, including the safety. And now I'm ready to get into the meat and potatoes. The Denver Broncos said that they like Nathaniel Hackett for his innovation and intelligence. It impressed them. I am too impressed, Denver. I'm impressed you're able to take a 7-10 team to 4-11 and being an offensive coordinator with Aaron Rodgers, have the worst offense in the league, scoring 15.5 points. COVID's over, Nathaniel Hackett. Stop social distancing from the end zone. You guys lost to Seattle to start the season. They were viewed as one of the worst teams. You guys lost to them. Then you somehow managed to beat the Niners. I think we'll find Amelia Earhart before we find out how the hell that happened. You guys lost 12-9 to the Colts. Neither of you guys could score any touchdowns, but you guys still managed to lose. You guys got blown out by the Rams last week. You were supposed to get slimed, not creamed. Now, I'm ready to get back to the game. The Chiefs don't normally cover big spreads. And I am very worried at 13.5. I will be at this game, and I will be up in the stands screaming, and I will probably sound as bad as I did on the last podcast with losing my voice. So, Ethan, is it possible to tease the Broncos to 19.5?
I mean, it's definitely possible. Probably wouldn't recommend it, though.
Probably not, but man, these guys, I think that the Broncos cover. As much as I hate to say it, if you want to be very safe, you can tease them up there. Over under 45, it probably goes over. Ethan, I'm going to let you take this one next.
Well, you didn't have to throw Orlovsky's safety out of the back of the end zone in there. That was digging deep at me. But you guys know they did lose that game by 2 points too. It was a 12 final.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that hurt.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it back up.
Yeah, that's all right.
Too soon.
No,
it's not.
It
was a while
Who
ago.
did it this year? Who was that?
It was, who did do that? Someone did run in the back of the end zone this year.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep talking. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. But no, this game, I would kind of worry too. I think Denver covers. Kansas City's winning the game. I don't think there's really a question there. They're still playing for that number 1 seed. So Kansas City is going to get the win, but Denver is completely embarrassed, obviously, on Thanksgiving or on Christmas Day. And now they fired Hackett. So I think the team's going to kind of rally, hopefully. I would rather see Rippon play. I think, it's going to be Russell Wilson again. But if Rippon played, I'd really like this game. But yeah, I mean, Denver has revenge on Kansas City for the game they played on December 11th, just 3 weeks ago, where it was a 34-28 game. Kansas City won. So I just think 12.5, 13, whatever we're sitting at now, it's just too many points for a divisional game this late in the year with a team that's going to rally around the firing of their coach, and they're probably going to play hard for their new interim coach. So I like Denver plus the points quite a bit. Don't think they can win outright. Don't think they have a shot of winning outright. But yeah, I'll probably end up betting that. I like the under in this game as well. Just mostly because last game went 34-28. So I think we're probably getting some value on the under of 45. Don't think Denver, I don't know. I guess they could put up points, but I see this one being lower scoring. I like to look at the old matchup between the divisional teams and then kind of look the other way, side and total the next week. So I would lean under, but probably won't bet the total. I'll probably just be on Denver plus the points. And it does look like that's coming down, so I'd probably bet that sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it was Jimmy Garoppolo, by the way, against Denver, believe it or not, who ran out of the back of the end zone. So to the game for me, I talk about all the time. Chiefs spreads are too high always. They don't really blow teams out. I mean, I guess they cover against the Seahawks, but Seahawks almost backdoored that. I do think the Broncos might actually play inspired without Hackett on the sideline. Maybe, I don't know. I think the team's
they're
done.
imploding on the sideline.
Yeah, I think public's going to be all over the Chiefs here because I mean Broncos. We all saw them on Christmas. That was prime time. I think that was one of the worst games I've ever seen in my life. I mean, Patrick Starr was literally making fun of Russell Wilson. I mean, you don't get any lower than that. So I'd probably lean Broncos and under, but I'm not touching anything in this game either. Probably.
Yeah. I hate that line's so high because I'd love to take the Chiefs, but 13.5, dude. We've seen that they're not covering 13.
Especially a division game.
Yeah.
I believe that's 12.5. So it is coming down.
Oh,
if that gets you
It
there.
is going to Broncos.
Yeah, that's way too high still, I think, for a divisional.
No, yeah, I agree. And the line's moving in the Broncos' direction favorably, so
12.5. Yep.
Okay, let's talk about the Saints as they head to Philadelphia to face the Eagles. Eagles are 7-point favorites. Over-under sit at 44. The Saints killed our squad ride last week. Zach, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I mean, this game specifically, I'm still fading the Saints again. I don't really care who's playing quarterback. Eagles are destroying them this week. It could be Minshew. It could be, I think Hurts didn't practice today, but they say there's a chance for him. Sirianni said that there's a chance for him to play. Minshew looked really good. I mean, I think he's probably the best backup in the league. He's very, very solid against that good Cowboys defense. I don't think offense takes too big of a fall without Hurts, to be honest. I think it's a very good system team. Yeah. Philly has the best defense at home, allowing just 283 yards per game. Saints offense bottom half on the road. I lean under here, but my favorite play is definitely Eagles -6 or 7, whatever it's at now. I'll take it at whatever. I think they destroy him, especially in Philly.
Yep. Sounds like I have a stealth bomber outside my window. Hope the mic isn't picking up on that.
No, I'm not hearing it.
Flying low. But no, I agree with this game. I like Philly. I think it's down to 6.5 actually. I would look at Philly minus the 6.5, or if you feel safer and teaser, get them down to just -0.5, or a money line parlay with another team up there in that 6.5, 7-point range. Like all of the above. New Orleans is off back-to-back wins, and they have a game at Carolina on deck. I mean, if they're probably not going to win the division, but if all goes well for them, that game could mean a little something. Or if things go well for Carolina, New Orleans could want to spoil their chance at winning the division. So I think New Orleans probably cares just a little bit more about that game than this one. And then Philly, they're off that loss against Dallas. They just need one win to clinch the number 1 overall seed in the NFC. So I think they would rather just get it over with this week and rest their starters against the Giants next week, not have to worry about it against a divisional opponent. So I think we see a really inspired, good outing from Philly. I think they win by quite a bit. New Orleans can't put up probably more than the 17 they scored this past week. So I think we just need 24 points from Philly, and we're probably getting it done. So, yeah, I like Philly. Don't really know what to make of the total. Would kind of lean under just because I don't think New Orleans is going to put up that many points. But, yeah, I'd definitely go Philly in this game.
Yeah, same. I mean, I'm not sure if the line is only -6 because Minshew. I don't wonder what it'd be if Hurts is playing, because I do think the line's kind of short. I think public will be kind of all over the Eagles, but I don't really care. Saints are – I fade Andy Dalton every week, especially on the road. I mean, I'll do it again. He hurt me last week, but I'll fade him again. So
I'm kind of expecting Hurts to play, but –
yeah, I think Sirianni said he wouldn't be surprised, but he didn't practice today. So I guess we'll just have to monitor it. Either way, I don't care who's playing quarterback. I mean, you could take it now, and if Hurts plays, it's better value for you. So
right.
Yeah. I like the Eagles, man. They're crushing teams. And the Saints, they should not have beat the Browns beat themselves last week. They beat
it was terrible.
At home, out of playoff contention. That was terrible.
Yeah, it was bad.
All the Browns have done this year.
Yeah.
They beat themselves.
Yeah. I mean, that's just classic Cleveland Brown football, to be honest.
Team. They need a good receiver. I know Amari Cooper's decent, but they need a better stud.
Something's wrong because that defense is so good. They have a lot of pieces there. I don't know why they can't figure it out.
I don't like the play calling. I don't like anything. I don't. I mean, they looked when Stefanski was his first year and Baker made the playoffs. That team was awesome. The play calling was really good. Now I can't stand it. It's just not. I think Donovan Peoples-Jones is pretty. I don't know what the problem is. They're talented. I mean, they should make. They're probably talented enough to make the playoffs, but I really don't know.
If they don't make it next year, they might be in trouble.
Oh, I think Stefanski's fired next year if they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even like beginning of the year, if he does bad, he'd probably on the hot seat right away.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. And even Njoku's starting to really come on here late in the season.
Yeah,
they have pieces. I mean, Deshaun, I'm sure he'll be better next year with reps under his belt, but I don't know. They should definitely be better.
Yeah,
we can keep this on the radar for the squad ride. I don't know if I love laying that many points in a squad ride, but we'll keep it on.
Yeah.
It's on the list.
The Chicago Bears head to Detroit to face the Lions. Lions are 6-point favorites. How about that? Over under set at 52. Ethan, man, flex the Lions gear and tell us, man, they're covering, aren't they? Playoff time.
They're winning. I don't know if they're covering. I cannot lay 6 points with the Detroit Lions for a long time, probably. I'm going to need to see a lot more of what I've seen the last couple of weeks out of them before I start laying 6. So I would definitely take Chicago in this game plus the 6. I guess it's wishful thinking, and I'm just hoping Detroit wins outright, but I wouldn't be shocked at all if Chicago actually wins this game. It's just, I've watched Detroit my whole life. I know how these games go. Last week was kind of a big game for them. They lost it. They got some help from other teams like Seattle, New York Giants, Washington. All those guys lost as well, but I don't know. It just kind of ended their streak, ended their momentum, and wouldn't be shocked if Chicago caught them here. Kind of weird for Chicago. This is actually their first road game since November 27th, so it's been over a month since they've traveled, and then their final game is back home. I was looking at their schedule. They could have driven to like 13 of their 17 games this year. Like it was all Midwest. I think they traveled to Atlanta and traveled to Dallas, and that was basically it. But yeah, so I mean, they don't have to travel far, but they are finally traveling away from home for the first time in a month. And then they have Minnesota on deck. They're probably going to want to catch there a little bit too. Well, they don't really have much of a look ahead there because Minnesota's locked into where they are. Like I said, Detroit's off the loss to Carolina, and then they have Green Bay on deck at Green Bay. That's looking like it's probably going to be a pretty big game there. Could decide who gets into the playoffs. So, yeah, I just think Chicago, they have the revenge from the November meeting where Detroit came back on them and won 31-30. I don't know. Probably Fields threw a pick 6 late in that game to really spark Detroit. Chicago probably deserved to win that game. So I just think 6 points way too many for this divisional game. I definitely will be on Chicago, unfortunately. Think they could win outright, and I would take under the 52 in this game. I think kind of same thing. People are looking at last game score 31-30. Neither team's defense is great, and then Fields is obviously a machine. Detroit offense is pretty good, but 52 is a lot of points. I think it finds a way to stay under.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Fields is still playing. He's banged up, and the Bears aren't trying to win. Obviously, I'm pretty sure I saw one win. If the Bears get one win and teams keep losing, like they drop down like 6 spots. So they do not want to win. I can tell you that right now. I'm not sure why he's still playing. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I like the Lions here. They're definitely winning this game. Way more means to them. Bears, as I said, they're trying to lose. Lions were in a trap game last week. I talked about the line being really sus. I think they bounced back here pretty good. Their defense has actually been decent. Besides last week, they got gashed in the run. And we talked about it before on this, but Lions offense at home doesn't compare to what they on the road. They're like a totally different team at home in terms of offense. Bears offense is getting worse and worse with the injuries they have with Fields has no one to throw the ball to. I like Lions -6. I would say I lean under, but I won't be taking a total. Lions definitely are winning this game. I can tell you that. I think a Lions-Eagles ML parlay is pretty good. So
I like your confidence.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been more right about the Lions than you have, your own team, to be honest.
You probably have.
Yeah. So I just don't think the Bears, like, there's no reason for them to win. At this point in the season, you got to look at what teams are trying to lose. And I think 6 is a lot for a Detroit Lions team, but there's no way they lose this game. I would be stunned if they lost this game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to touch on that really quick. I was looking at odds for the 2023 first overall pick in the draft. If you do think that somehow Houston is going to jump Chicago and Chicago gets the first overall pick, that Peter Skoronski, that offensive lineman from Northwestern, plus 6,000 right now to be the first overall pick. And ahead of him is Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Will Levis, who obviously the Bears aren't going to touch either of those. And then it's Will Anderson and Jalen Carter. So it'd basically be you want defense or O-line.
I think they'd go Carter or Anderson, but I honestly I could see them trading down, to be honest, to getting more picks too.
But if they want to protect Fields long term, plus 6,000.
Oh no, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. They need an O-line because that dude's running for his life, and they need someone to throw the ball to. Couldn't tell you who he was throwing the ball to last week when I was watching the game. I have no idea because Claypool's hurt, St. Brown's hurt, Mooney's hurt, so
yeah,
poor Fields. But yeah,
don't they have Pettis?
Yeah, Pettis, I'm pretty sure had the first touchdown of the game. I mean, that dude's probably wide receiver 5 on most teams.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was in the beginning of the year on this team.
He's probably practice squad on most.
Yeah, exactly.
I still remember him running around letting down the 49ers, man. He's been a disappointment, and that's like your number one guy now. Oh.
Yeah.
But I like Ethan's Lions money line, but especially like 6-point favorites in a divisional game too. And you're betting on the Lions. Yeah. I feel like this is going to be a field goal game. But over under 52. Let me ask you guys. Everybody watching this has already seen the graphic. Where do you think the defenses rank for both teams?
In terms of what, like points allowed, yards allowed?
Points allowed.
32nd and 30th.
Both bottom 5.
Both bottom 2.
Yeah.
32nd
really?
And 31st. Yeah, they're the 2 worst ones.
I will say that's probably a little skewed to the Lions in the beginning of the year because they were getting destroyed in terms of like letting up points. They've been a little better as of late, but yeah, I'm not surprised. Bears defense is really bad, and I think the Lions definitely score here, honestly, at will. I just think 52 is a lot. That's a lot of points. So
it is a lot.
I would peek at Justin Fields, David Montgomery, and Khalil Herbert rushing yards because Detroit just got gashed by Carolina.
Yeah, they're another reason why I like the under is because I think the Bears are just going to try to just run the ball the entire game. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a time and possession game for the Bears. It's the only way they have a chance of winning this game, and I said they don't want to win. So,
right.
I mean, his management doesn't want to win. The players do. I'm not saying the players ever throw, but
right.
The coaching staff doesn't want them to win. The management doesn't want them to win. It just doesn't mean anything to them. We've seen too many times where teams win a meaningless game and then they get Zach Wilson instead of Trevor Lawrence, for example.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I somewhat agree or disagree though, because sometimes I think the coaching staff does want to win because they don't want. I mean, it's their jobs on the line a lot of the time. So
I would agree, but I don't think Eberflus has any risk of not being there next year.
Probably not.
But for certain teams, yeah, I do agree. But certain teams, but Eberflus, I don't see him. He's definitely there next year. I mean, you can't really make of what he's done. It's hard to judge him.
I'm gonna be different though and go with the over. Did you guys see the there's like a meme circulating about Urban Meyer, and people are saying Nathaniel Hackett was like the worst coach of all time, and he's like, no, there's no way. I got that number 1 spot locked up. It just popped in my head when we were talking about this coach.
I mean, they both got canned during the first year of their tenure, so
yeah,
I'm 100% giving that to Hackett.
Yeah.
Are you really?
Wilson to work with.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got put into
a great defense.
Yeah, I don't think Jags were the 8th team to win the Super Bowl, 8th favorite team to win the Super Bowl, like the Broncos. So, but the way Urban Meyer got canned was a little. I'm not sure anyone could top that. But
picking his kicker and saying, "I can do whatever the hell I want to you," or whatever he said.
He's a fucking idiot.
The like players laughing at him,
like
guys, I'm out. They're like, "What the hell is wrong with this dude?"
Yeah,
he's a weirdo.
All right, let's move into the next game. Oh, speaking of the Jaguars head out to Houston to face the Texans. Texans are 4.5-point underdogs. Over under set at 43. Zach, let's start with you, man.
I have no idea why the Texans are only plus 4.5. I couldn't. I mean, I think Jags should at least be favored by a touchdown. They're arguably the hottest team in football right now. Them and the Bengals, I would say. I mean, the Jags are on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Texans were 3.5 on the road last week versus the Titans, and now they're against who are just god awful. Now they're 4.5. It's I'm not sure I could put actual money on the Texans team, but they're my lean for sure. I mean, they were my lean last week. They won outright. Um, I, they're playing frisky, I guess. They kept the Chiefs were close. It is a big look ahead spot for the Jags here as well with the Titans next week, probably for the AFC South. There's not a chance that this line should be 4.5, so I'm kind of talking myself into it. I might bet Texas plus 4.5 here. I said never to touch this team just like I did the Rams, but this line makes negative sense. It should be at least a touchdown. So give me the Texans.
It's got to be the Texans. It's the only way.
It has to be. There's no other logical reason. This team's god awful, and they're 4.5.
Like you said, Zach, next week is everything for Jacksonville.
That's all that matters to them.
Yep.
Because the Titans are losing. Because the Titans are losing Thursday, so it's basically even keel. It's just Jags Titans for the division next week. Probably going to be prime time, to be honest. How disgusting it sounds.
If Jacksonville does win this game, then it won't matter next week because Jacksonville will clinch.
That's true.
But
that's true.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. I forgot Tennessee plays on Thursday. That kind of blew up my reasoning for Houston.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess no, because it's Titans. Oh, yeah, because they have to win still. That's true.
Yeah.
Jackson have to win still.
Yeah. All right, if Tennessee wins or loses, which they probably will.
They will.
Yeah, man, I don't know. That's tough.
The line's short, man. It doesn't make it's.
Yeah. Jacksonville wouldn't really be playing for anything at that point. So, yeah, I guess I would still lean Houston. I don't know. Houston already beat Jacksonville this year 13-6 back on October 9th. So, Jacksonville revenge, but they don't really – it's not like they're upset. It's not like they – it's not like Houston ruined their season or kicked them out of the playoffs last year or anything. So, yeah, this is gross. I guess I would really have to see what happens in the game tomorrow night before I can really give much of an opinion on this game. Maybe the over. Both teams might just play loose, play fun. Houston's going to want to play spoiler to Jacksonville. Jacksonville, if they already basically have the division locked up, yeah, they might just play fun. I don't know. It's tough. Give me Houston plus the 4.5, over 43. But I got to see what happens tomorrow night.
I don't have any strong feeling about that point total. And I'm just going to say this before I say who I'm going with is I do not want to squad ride this. But
gone out of God's name.
No. If they could take
I'm not playing on a high school team.
Overtime. Right. And what they did to the Cowboys, they're playing the Jags now. Jags are better than they have been in previous years, but 4.5, that's so fishy.
Yeah, I mean, there's not the Texans. I think were 7-point dogs against the Browns at home, who are worse than the Jags. Like, there's so many reasons I could give it why this line public will be all over the Jags. I mean, all over it. This line makes it's one of the weirdest lines I've seen this year. That and the Lions -3 versus the Vikings. I can name a couple, but it's weird.
It's a 43-point total, so it's like 20-23. Jags win, but they only win by 3. And so then Texans cover.
Texans backdoor cover. I mean, if they won this game outright, don't call me shocked for what I'm seeing in the line. If my football brain would be like, "What the fuck?" But my betting brain's like, I wouldn't be surprised if they won this game based on what I see of the line here. So
I wouldn't be shocked.
It hasn't moved an inch either. So,
like I mentioned last week, Houston is literally on like a revenge tour almost. They had Tennessee, Jacksonville, and Indianapolis back to finish their season. It's like stepbrothers walking into the interview. We're here to fuck shit up. That's basically the Texans at the end.
And I know I said that the Bears have nothing to. I'm kind of contradicting myself. The Texans have nothing to play for either, which makes this line even make more or less sense than it did than if it was. I'm probably gonna bet them. It's disgusting, but I have to. It doesn't. Mills Mafia, I guess.
Mills Mafia. Awesome.
I don't know.
The Carolina Panthers head to Tampa Bay to face the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are 3-point favorites. Over under set at 39. A lot riding on this divisional game. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I'm going with Tom Brady. I hate the Bucs, but this is like if he wins, then they're basically in.
Yeah.
And if I have to put my money on Sam Darnold or Tom Brady. All he has to do is win this one game. I like the Panthers team much better, but I think Tom Brady's brain is what's going to be the deciding factor. Zach.
Yeah, this Bucs team cannot keep getting away with this. I think they're terrible. I think they're garbage.
They are bad.
I just thought about Darnold and Brady. He almost lost to Trace McSorley. So I'm not 100% sure the quarterback on their team matters. I mean, we all saw the Panthers kick the living shit out of the Lions. Sorry, Ethan, that was a beatdown.
Happened.
I do lean Panthers here. I think they win the game outright. To be honest, Panthers run the ball well, and Bucs have a hard time stopping it. It's kind of a simple. The Bucs offense is bad. They can't run the ball. Panthers are pretty good against the run. They're overall against the pass. I think my favorite spot here is probably the under, though. If I had to pick my favorite side in this game, just because I think both defenses are pretty good. I think Panthers control the clock, dominant run game. Bucs offense is terrible. Bucs defense is pretty solid. I think 39 is a little too much. I could see like 17-10, 17-13, something like that.
That's way too high.
So, yeah. I think Panthers win this game outright, and I like the under. So,
yeah, I gotta go Tom Brady as well in this game. I'd probably money line them though. I'm not confident enough to lay the 3. They could easily win on the field goal.
I like that even better.
But yeah, I just it's also wishful thinking for me. I do have Tampa to win that division.
Bias.
I think Brady just probably wants to just get it over. I mean, he's been so frustrated all year long.
He's pissed.
Yeah. I think he's just like, can we just get this done now and like have 1 week where we don't really have to stress? At home too, they have to go to Atlanta next week, so I think they would just want to clinch at home. I think they're pretty focused here. They have revenge because Carolina beat them 21-3 earlier in the year. So yeah, I think Tampa gets it done here. The over/under is actually up to 40.5 now, so I think sharp money is coming in. Yeah.
Oh, that scares me.
Okay, yeah, that makes me look at the over in this game.
Yeah, that scares me. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I think I don't know. Carolina was able to put up points on Detroit. Detroit's defense, again, they haven't been great this year, but like the last 7 before last week, they had been doing so much better. But they were running for like 15 yards a carry. It was just absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if you guys watched that game or not, but it was anybody. I mean, Darnold had a rushing touchdown. Hubbard had a rushing touchdown. Foreman had a rushing touchdown. They all had like Foreman and Hubbard both had 150 plus. It was just ridiculous. So obviously Tampa's run defense is kind of the strength of that team, but I think there could be points scored. I think Tampa's offense, I mean, they haven't been putting up points, but they do have the potential to do it. So I would lean over. I think Tampa gets it done. Don't know if I could lay the 3, but I might money line them.
If the over is what's expected to hit, then I think I like the Buccaneers even more.
Yeah.
They say like J.C. Horn, I think, might be out for this game for the Panthers.
Ooh.
Yeah, he did get hurt.
That's big. I mean, I guess I mean, if basically the game is if the Panthers can run the ball, they're going to win. If they can't, they're not going to score. That's basically that's all their offense is just running the ball. I mean, we saw against the Steelers when they can't run the ball, they don't do anything. So
right.
Well, let's head out to the Indianapolis Colts going to the New York Giants. Giants are 5.5-point favorites. Over/under sit at 39. The Colts. Zach, do you want to take this one, man?
Sure. I think they might have the worst QB room ever assembled. I'm not even joking. I'm not even like it's so. I mean, it's just old people that are just slow, and then Sam Ellinger doesn't know football in the NFL yet. I mean, I'm not sure if any wisdom's coming out of that QB room at this point. I have no idea who's going to start. If it's Nick Foles again, I would. I don't know why he's god awful. I give that guy won a Super Bowl against Tom Brady. That's actually crazy. Yeah, I'm not sure who's going to start. Don't really care. Giants are winning this game. 5.5, sure, they're winning this game. It means a lot more to them than the Colts. The Colts, as I said, they kind of want to lose too. Jeff Saturday doesn't give a fuck about what happens to him because he just got signed out of nowhere. I mean, they're bottom half in the league against the run, so tells me Saquon's having a pretty good game to me. I would lean under. The line's moving in the under too. Went down a point last time I checked it, so 38.5 now. Colts offense is putrid, worst quarterback room I've ever seen. I like the Giants win here. I think an ML with them and someone else is safe too. So
Yeah, I think this game is up to 6 now. And I kind of like the Lions. I can't lay 6 points with the Giants this year. I just really can't. So, and I said it last week. I just like playing on Indy as a dog for some reason. I don't know why. They suck offensively. They're horrible. Jim Mora could give his whole speech when he was a coach about playoffs. He could give that whole speech right now about how just terrible this team is. They can't run the ball, can't pass the ball. They suck. But for whatever reason, I'm just drawn to them. So I probably will be on Indy plus 6. And yeah, the total's so low that they don't have to score that many points to keep it within the 6 points if the total is accurate. So the Giants don't put up points like crazy. I could see this being like a 20-17 game. Yeah. Giants win. Yeah, I don't think Indy wins outright, but I think it's too many points. So Indy plus the 6. I think it stays under the total of 38.5. Don't know if I'll get involved. If I do, it's probably going to be on Indy.
I like the under, and damn it, Ethan, I have to go with the Colts too. Just with the 6 points, I think this is going to be like a 4-point game, like 4 or 5. Yep. At 6, that just seems like a lot.
Are the Giants winning 5-0? Is that what you're telling me? I mean, I'm genuinely serious. Like, they're god awful offensively. Yeah. I mean, I bet the Colts, so I guess I'm an idiot. Also, I'm really stupid. I've actually been very cold in terms of betting recently, besides the NFL. So, but call me an idiot. I thought they were going to cover that game, and could not have been any more wrong how terrible they are. Yeah. So that team's sad.
It was all. I mean, it wasn't all, but that fumble,
that sneak, and the fun. Yeah,
took all the momentum away, and that was it. But,
you know what team just always kills the Colts though? The Chargers.
Chiefs. Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Eat the
Thank
pizza.
You. Thank you.
That was good.
That is accurate though. The Chargers do kind of have the Colts number.
The Colts they kill the Chiefs. They beat them this year.
Yeah, they do.
There's a lot of like playoffs.
I was on the Colts in that game, by the way. I think I moneylined them.
Brag,
bastard.
Brag. Hey, if we're going to the next game that I think we are, can I start? If it's the game I think it is.
Do you want me to throw it in, or would you like to throw it in?
No, you could go. I just want to start.
Okay.
Press.
Okay.
So
yes,
sir.
Go
ahead and start.
Okay. Yeah. The Browns head to Washington.
Oh no, sorry. No, this is not the game. I'm at the one after that with the team I'm wearing here. So
okay,
go ahead.
Okay,
yeah,
you got it. The Browns head to Washington to face the Commanders. Commanders are 2.5-point favorites. Over under set at 40.5. Ethan, I'll let you start with this one so Zach can get the next.
Perfect. I like Washington quite a bit. I think I think it's down to 2. So I like Washington. I think minus 130 on the money line. Probably will actually be on that. They have Carson Wentz starting in place of Heineke, which I don't love, but I do think a change of quarterback can sometimes add some value to that team, even if the quarterback's not as good as the one they're replacing. So kind of like Washington. More so, though, it's a fade on Cleveland. Cleveland was just eliminated from the playoffs in that ugly loss to New Orleans. So they really have nothing to play for. They have Pittsburgh on deck at Pittsburgh. And that's become a pretty big rivalry. It always kind of has been, but after the whole Mason Rudolph, Myles Garrett thing, tends to be a pretty big couple of games each year for them. So I don't think Cleveland cares at all about this game. I think they, if they haven't packed it up for the year, they might still care about Pittsburgh. But I think after being eliminated, they just don't care at all. So I like Washington. I think Wentz will actually play some inspired football, just kind of his one last hurrah. If I don't show out, then I'll probably never have a starting job again. So I just think the line is short. I think Washington wins, minus 130 on the money line. I'll take that all day long.
So I don't know why Heineke got benched. I actually have no idea. I think he was actually playing okay last week. I'm not going to be mad at him for fumbling and throwing one interception versus the best defense I've seen in a long time. I think Rivera set him up to fail with his comments in the beginning of the game saying could be sat. I mean, that's just stupid, in my opinion. You don't do that. I think that could get in a guy's head. especially a guy that he's always been the underdog in his whole entire life. So doing that isn't the best idea. Wentz isn't good. I don't know if you know that, Ethan. He's not good at all. You talk about a turnover machine, Ron Rivera. You're about to find out because Myles Garrett's about to sack him 4 times in this game with probably 3 forced fumbles because that dude's scared shitless in the pocket. I lean the Browns, but I'm not going to take a side. I think my favorite player is the under. I think both these defenses are pretty solid. Both offenses, I fade Carson Wentz a lot. And I think the Browns offense is, it's just not good. I don't know. I'm not sure why. Both top half of the league last 3 weeks in yards allowed per game in both these teams. Both offenses have been suspect. I expect that to kind of continue. And if I'm looking at a prop in this game, Wentz loves Curtis Samuel. Like, he doesn't like Terry McLaurin. I think when Wentz came in, Curtis Samuel finally got his first targets of the game last week, and he kept feeding him. He loves them. So anything Curtis Samuel, I like a lot too in this game.
How can you jump off the Commanders now, Zach?
Because Heineke's not starting. I have no reason to lie. I have no reason to ride him anymore. I don't. I think Carson Wentz is. I think Ethan talking about motivation. That dude has no, I don't think he has emotion. He just sits back there like a deer in headlights in the pocket. He's just scared to get hit. Maybe it'll prove me wrong. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs because I think one team's gonna sneak in that I'll talk about later. But I think they just lose. I like the Browns in this game, but I like the under, my favorite.
They have Dallas on deck too, so yeah, I don't.
Playoffs. Yeah.
I like the Commanders. The Browns looked terrible last week. We rode with them, and they totally killed us.
I like the Commanders quite a bit.
Yeah. I'm shocked. Okay. Zach, I'm surprised.
I'm not. When I saw Wentz came in that game last week, I was like, yep, they're not making the playoffs. I'll tell you that right now. So go ahead. That doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
It doesn't affect me. Just
let's talk about a game that does matter and does affect you. Let's talk about the Dolphins at the New England Patriots. Patriots are 2.5-point favorites. Over under set at 42. Zach, take it away.
I'm smiling because I'm laughing, but I am depressed. This team is just a December collapse. It doesn't matter. I think they started 1-7 last year, went to 8-7, lost the last 2 games of the season. Team started 8-3, shooting for the playoffs. Now they're fighting for their lives. Tua's out. So the hits that I saw in that game, I was like, oh shit. And then he got up and he was okay. And then the second half happened where he was literally Stevie Wonder. And that was some of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. So I'm not surprised he was concussed. It sucks. I don't know how the NFL doesn't see that. If I saw it myself live, because you literally made the rule for him and you saw him hit his head pretty fucking hard on the ground, and you don't take him out. It doesn't make any sense how he was still playing that game at all. Now for the game, Teddy Bridgewater is not good for this offense. I've seen him play, I think 3 times now. Tua is just, we all saw Tua in the first half last week. Teddy Bridgewater isn't 10% of what Tua's going to do in this game. Patriots offense sucks though. So I guess that's my one saving grace is their whole receiving core is injured. Stevenson keeps fumbling. I lean Patriots. I'm not taking them. I'm not like Ethan. I don't bet against my team like a weirdo. There's no hedge. If they lose this game, the Dolphins, I'm depressed, even more than I am right now. I think the Patriots probably win without Tua. Hope I'm really wrong, but I don't know. I can't bet the Dolphins right now. I hope I'm wrong. Go ahead, Ethan. Hopefully you can convince me that they're gonna win. Fuck.
I literally don't have anything on this game.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Anyway,
I don't blame Teddy B. He's cool. He has a cool story, but what I've seen from him in this offense, he doesn't run as good as Tua. That's all. Tua first half last week looked like the MVP everyone was talking about in the beginning of the year. Second half, I think that might have been the worst second half I've ever seen of a quarterback in my life. Yeah. So
I feel like at 42, this Dolphins game's still going to be under. I'm nervous.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it went under.
It's like I'm sports betting for the first time in my life. I'm looking at these line in the total. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Honestly, I like that you have no opinion because that makes me kind of feel a little better on it.
Yeah.
What Belichick's going to do is he's going to put his best cornerback on Waddle and then just bracket Tyreek the entire game.
I mean,
try to force him to run.
What I will say is Tua is undefeated against Belichick. So if he was playing this game, I would tell you right now, Dolphins are winning it. He's actually 5-0 against Belichick, or 4-0, 5-0 or something. But as I said, NFL, I don't know how you. If I saw with my own eyes on a fucking TV, I don't know how on God's sake and earth you don't see that live, because I saw it. So I don't know. It's sad. I hope for Tua. He's my favorite player, obviously by default. I really hope that he's okay, but he needs to really consider his health because his concussions are bad. He needs to learn how to fall down, because for some reason when someone goes at his legs, he just doesn't brace himself with his arms and just hits his head on the ground. Like, it's not going to hurt him. Right. I feel bad for him. He's had the worst injury luck I've ever seen. And he's really good when he plays and he's healthy, but
he's got the Chargers Mike Williams self-preservation. He just goes up for those 50-50 balls and doesn't catch himself. He just slams him to the ground.
He doesn't care. It's like he thinks he's Josh Allen with his weight and size. Like, dude, you're not. You're like my size. I mean, I don't know. I think though, if the Dolphins win this game and the Jets lose, they won't make the playoffs. So Tua definitely won't play next week. But I think Tua would play next week if that game next week is for the playoffs. He's going to play. So I think they're kind of more focused on next week, to be honest. But I don't know. That's all I'll say.
If I had to give out a pick, I'll give out New England money line and the under. But
I have the same exact picks as you, Ethan.
Yeah, and I also feel really bad for Tua. I mean, 3 concussions in 1
Sucks,
year. Dude. However old he is. Jesus, dude.
And that's all his hip surgeries he's had, and he just has the – and he's such like, I don't know, rambling and even biased, but he's such a good guy. Like, there's nothing to dislike about the guy. He's such a –
I loved him at Bama.
No, he's awesome. I mean, there's nothing to dislike about him. But, I mean, I don't know. I hope he's all right.
The scary thing is, like, the parallels with Andrew Luck. Like, just, like, so good,
dude.
But then the
if Tua
retired
today, one, I couldn't blame him, and 2, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I wouldn't blame him.
Wouldn't blame him in the slightest. And then the Dolphins just go trade for Aaron Rodgers. So.
Yeah.
But I don't want that to happen, too. I'll keep playing because I really enjoy watching you when you don't throw 3 interceptions to the guys right to them. But
I don't want to ramble too much, but I keep seeing that our Chiefs are matched up with your Dolphins, and that makes me really nervous for the playoffs.
So if Dolphins make the playoffs, I think whoever plays them should be nervous because Dolphins can put up 30 on you.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even like
put up 50 on us.
No, it's not like you're playing some team that can't score. I mean, they like you don't think Tyreek Hill wants to play in that game and absolutely destroy them.
Exactly.
Like I'd bet everything.
56.5.
Oh my dude, Tyreek Hill over everything in that game. Yeah. He would want to that's probably what he wants. They might be throwing to play the Chiefs. You know what? You're right. They're throwing to play the Chiefs. Let's go.
I hope that happens. I'm just hitting the over.
Oh dude, that'd be such a good game to watch.
Oh man.
Can I get one nice thing in my life and have them make the fucking playoffs? I mean, for the love of God, you're 8-3. I have to suffer. This is ridiculous.
If it makes you feel better, they can make the playoffs and then go lose at Arrowhead, and then we can both be happy.
No, that doesn't make me happy at all. There's no way out of there.
It makes you feel better. I've never seen a playoff win in my 28 years of existence.
I haven't either. That I can remember. So me and you, and then there's Ben in there that's seen Super Bowl and that's the best quarterback I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. So
and the best barbecue too. So just subtle flex.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next game. Cardinals at Falcons. Falcons are 3.5-point favorites. Over under set at 41. This game is going to be terrible. I don't even want to talk about this game. Falcons, Cardinals, screw it. Falcons, Ethan, next.
Yeah, I have nothing written down. Puke in my mouth.
Yeah.
This is, I kind of look for one of those puke in my mouth games every week. This might be the puke in the mouth game of the year. I literally don't have anything written down. Arizona plus the points because I'm not laying points with any one of these teams. Maybe an over because both teams are just like, let's just go out there and throw the ball around and have some fun. Will not be betting, watching, paying attention to any of this game whatsoever.
A little. Well, Colt McCoy I think he's gonna play, and that makes you like the Cardinals. I don't care about a side, but I really like the under here. There's not a fucking chance I'm betting over 41 with Desmond Ridder and Colt McCoy starting. I mean, is this college? I mean, like literally, are they playing in Cincinnati versus Texas here? I mean, Arizona's 4th best defense on the road this year in yards per game. Atlanta defense is mediocre, but I mean, I don't think Cardinals. These teams haven't scored over 20 in over a month each. So I could 14-10. The 41 is way too high. Maybe for a reason, but I like the under a lot in this game. That's all I'll say.
Move on. That was disgusting.
Thank you, Ethan. That's the only thing that can make pizza taste bad is a game that bad.
Oh, man. I am sorry if you're a Cardinals or a Falcons fan.
Yeah, rest in peace.
But there's a lot of good football on this week. So
hey, Cardinals do have Kyler, so at least when he plays, it's a little exciting. And Cliff Kingsbury is definitely getting fired.
Zach, they had Kyler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Usually they have him, I should say.
No, I
guess
know.
He prestige or something in Call of Duty.
Yeah,
like
gold, he got gold.
Yeah.
No, he got gold camels. Give him some respect.
Yeah.
That's hard to do. That's grinding. Yeah, gold camels is hard. Like that's
when he got injured, he was like, oh, "Thank God, now I can finally just sit on the couch."
Went back and just turned on his PC and fired it up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The 49ers head to Las Vegas to face the Raiders. Raiders are 6-point underdogs, over under set at 45. It was announced today that Derek Carr is going to be taking a step back over these next two games. And I believe Jarrett Stidham is going to be the starter. And he gets to go up against the number one defense in the league in his first game.
Have fun. Yeah.
Have fun. There's going to be a lot of line movement this week. There's a lot of really important injuries.
It already moved. It's Raiders plus 10 now. 42.5 over under. So it moved a lot.
Since yesterday, it's moved 4 points.
I mean, when Jarrett Stidham's starting against the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
I'm still taking the Niners. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I guess, I mean, as we talked about, this is another, I mean, there's no way if you bet Raiders plus 10, I want to know a reason why. I don't see it. Ethan, don't look at me like that. I don't, if you think Jarrett Sims is scoring a point, this total is going to keep going down, by the way, I think. I'm not touching this game with the 10-foot pole. But I like George Kittle's over yards, 44.5. I think he's feasting against this terrible secondary. He's on fire, and Purdy loves him. So I like that over yards.
I like Vegas, and I'll probably be on them. Plus
That's
10.
disgusting.
There's way too many points between Stidham and Carr. Way too much value. So, yeah, San Fran probably wins this game by a touchdown, but give me Vegas all day long at plus 10.
You mean 4 touchdowns or 1?
Why not?
Okay.
I'm debating. This might make my big 3. I like Vegas a lot.
Oh my God, that is so gross.
I like Vegas a lot. 4 points. Derek Carr and Jarrett Stidham are not 4 points of separation.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Sure? There's no way. Maybe 1.5 points. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah, Derek Carr's not good.
I know, but Jared, that's not like Jared Stidham's Gardner Minshew as a backup.
Yeah, but he'll be fine. I like Vegas.
Are you sure? He wasn't that good in college. So does he know that Nick Bosa's on the other side?
Yep. I like Vegas. San Fran's not playing for anything anyway. Vegas still has a shot.
They're probably playing for a shutout. I can tell you that defense is probably playing for a shutout. I'm not even kidding.
You want to do a bet on it, Zach?
What do you want to bet? I don't know if I want to lay minus 10. What do you want to bet?
Fair. I could do anything, but if you don't want to lay minus
10. No, I can't do that because I have Josh Jacobs in fantasy and I have to root for him.
All right.
But if Niners, I mean, you could put the Raiders in plus 10 and that's a check mark loss there for your big 3.
I think it gets there. I'm feeling pretty confident about the Raiders.
Okay.
Ethan, you and me might be talking about that game here in a little bit.
Okay.
We can't go 3 straight weeks of betting against each other, can we?
If you want to.
If you've noticed a pattern
if you want
bets,
to.
Is Ethan's bet the terrible team 3 times in a row, or 2 times now, and about to be 3, and he hasn't won yet.
True.
You're betting on people that are not good at their jobs, Ethan.
I will take Las Vegas plus 10. We'll think on it.
Let's move on to the next one. The New York Jets head to Seattle to face the Seahawks. Seahawks are 2-point underdogs, over under set at 42. Huge game for both teams as both of them look to get to the playoffs. Zach, let's start with you.
Yeah, I am going to be honest. I'm so biased in this game. I want the Jets to lose. Obviously, for the Dolphins, I'm going to straight up say it. I hope they lose. I hope they get destroyed. I hope that I mean, I wish Zach Wilson was still playing because he's the worst quarterback I've seen in a long time. But Mike White is back. So naturally, all by side, makes me lean the Jets. Even on the road, the Seahawks offense is slowed down. I mean, they're just if Tyler Lockett plays, though, that does change my mind a little bit on this game because I think he means a lot to that offense and Geno Smith because then Metcalf's not getting double teamed and whatever. I mean, that defense of the Jets is really good. If the Seahawks can run the ball to win the game, I don't think they'll be able to. I mean, I lean the Jets, but I want the Seahawks to win. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, this is a game between two playoff hopefuls that are just in complete free fall. Jets have 4 straight losses. Seattle has 3 straight losses. I would lean Seattle. I just don't see how you could lay points on the road with the Jets traveling cross country like that. And I mean, yeah, Mike White's back, but he's probably not 100% still. So I would take Seattle plus the 2. I like him better at in a teaser, get him up to +8, get him over a touchdown. Like that quite a bit. Don't know who I would pair that with. Maybe Philly. But yeah, like them in a teaser for sure. Would lean them +2 as well.
I like the Jets. -2. I mean, I guess you could take it. It's a low number. Jets money line. I don't know.
I don't really know what to expect in this game.
Yeah,
honestly, I don't know.
one.
Is Mike White healthy? Is the Seahawks actually going to show up offensively? Is Geno going to play like Geno did in the beginning of the year, or is he going to keep playing like what he's been doing recently?
What's Sauce going to do to DK?
But that's what I'm saying.
gonna
Like
be huge.
Lockett means a lot if he plays in this game, even as a decoy. Like he needs to play because there are other. And I think Marquise Gilman got hurt against the Chiefs as well, so they're just getting decimated. So
don't catch the falling knife, and right now both these teams are falling knives. So
someone's gonna be either keep falling or someone's gonna be like, oh, we have a chance to make the playoffs. So,
so both teams are gonna tie.
Besides this team that's playing up next is about to ruin the Seahawks' hopes. That's for sure. That we're about to talk about.
Let's talk about them. Vikings at Packers. Green Bay Packers are 3-point favorites. Over under sit at 48. Holy huge number. The Pack have been really coming on strong here as of late. Ethan, they're closest to you in proximity, so let's let you start.
Yeah, so like I said, I liked Green Bay quite a bit last week. Called for the outright win and said that I usually have a pretty good read on the Packers. I like them again this week. I love them this week actually. -3. They're hot right now. They look good. They're probably gonna make the playoffs. Minnesota not playing for anything. Green Bay 3 straight wins. They have Detroit on deck. I will be playing them. Actually, I've already bet the -3 on Green Bay. I'll probably also lay a unit or 2 on their money line. If that hits, I'll roll all that, the initial wager and the winnings over money line again against Detroit next week. Think they win both games, make the playoffs, and they could be a sneaky team in the playoffs against any of the bottom feeder Vikings, Giants, Seahawks if they make it, Washington, Lions, whoever. Yeah, I like Green Bay a lot right now. I like what they're doing. They have revenge against Minnesota. They lost 23-7 week 1. So yeah, love Green Bay -3. Love them on the money line and would like the over in this game as well because both offenses are good. Vikings defense is horrible. So love Green Bay.
Could not agree more. I think Packers make the playoffs. It sucks for me that I love the Packers in the spot because I have the entire Vikings team basically on my fantasy team. So if we could not squad ride this because I am rooting for the Vikings in terms of fantasy, but I want the Packers to win and I want the Packers to make the playoffs actually very bad because I think they are by far the best 7th team that would make it out of anybody in the NFC. Yeah, I think the Packers, if whoever plays the Packers in the first round, I think they're better as an underdog in the playoffs than they would be if they're like as we see in the last couple of years as a 1 seed. This Packers team is getting healthy offensively. Their offense is good. Like their weapons are good. I look for Christian. I don't know if Christian Watson. He got hurt last game, didn't return. I think he might play in this game. If he does, take everything of his props in this game. I mean, touchdown, yards, catches. I don't care. The Vikings defense is bad, worse against the pass. I think Rodgers gonna have a field day. Lions -3 for a reason. I mean, we didn't even talk about that, but Packers being a favorite against a 12, 11 win team, telling to me. I like the Packers to win this game for sure.
I like the Packers too, and
You
I'm
can't
not
squad right it though.
No, I'm not. I'm really not
Thank
even
God.
super confident about it. I think they do win though. I just want to know why they're so addicted to losing to the 49ers in the playoffs.
Oh wait, is that who they'd match up against?
No,
Okay,
no, I don't think
thank
so.
God.
Let's see.
Oh, it'd be the
The
Vikings.
second
Oh, they
seed.
would beat them.
Yeah.
They're beating them. If they
Yeah.
play the Vikings, they're beating them. The Vikings.
And then they can play
The
from
Vikings
there.
better win this game, or else they're losing in the playoffs in the first round. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that right now. So they better win this. This game might decide. This game is basically the playoffs. If you win this game, you're not playing them. Good for you. If you don't, then actually no, because they're gonna play the Lions then, and then the Lions are gonna win. So and they're gonna beat the Vikings. So sorry, Vikings, you're losing in the first round.
Right.
Who's right now the 7th seed? Is it Washington?
Commanders.
Yeah.
Since Heineken ain't the starter, I hope they don't make it anymore. I'm off the command. My left hand is now down for the Commanders, not up anymore. So
And then it's Detroit, Seattle, and Green Bay. I think are all tied behind
I
them.
think
Okay.
if Packers win this game, even no matter what the Seahawks do, I think Packers would jump up because this is a conference game, and I think
right.
that's how it would work. I'm not 100% sure, but right now Seahawks are the tiebreaker over the Lions and the Packers. I'm not sure how that would change with everything going on, but I think I saw if the Packers went out and the Commanders was one game they're in. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I read that.
Yep.
So
this is like even bigger
I'll look
game
it up
for
right now.
the Packers than we thought.
oh no, yeah,
Minnesota has everything
I
to
hope-
lose.
Right.
No, I mean, Packers. I think they are the 7th best team in the NFC out of anybody else in the wild card fighting for them, or the Lions probably. I wish the Giants weren't making. I wish the Lions and the Packers were making it. To be honest, I think they're both
Yeah.
better. But
We can just kick out the entire NFC South and then put Green Bay and Detroit.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
Can
would
we
be
do
awesome.
that, please?
That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
But yeah, like Zach said, I mean, Minnesota's motivation is probably going to be to knock Green Bay out of the playoffs because they don't want to play them.
Okay. The next game is the Battle of LA. The Rams, can you say they're even at the Chargers? They share a stadium. So
No.
Chargers are 6.5 point favorites. Over under set at 40.5. 6.5. I know the Chargers are a lot better than the Rams, but I just have a weird feeling about this game. I have a very weird lean towards the Rams. And I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. So Zach, what do you think?
Yeah. So, but first, what I'm gonna say about the Packers. So they have to win out, and one of the following two things has to happen: either the Giants lose twice, or the Commanders lose once. So the Seahawks don't matter to them at all.
Okay.
So I just want to say that. Onto this game. I love the Rams again. I loved them last week. I
Okay,
love
so
them
it's
again.
not this
6.5. No, 6.5 is way too many points in this game.
Yeah.
Chargers don't impress me. I know they're in the playoffs. They just don't impress me at all. I mean, yeah, you beat the Colts. Congratulations with the worst QB room I've ever seen. Nice job. I think Baker found his system. I think he's really good with McVay. I kind of wish Stafford wasn't returning because I'd be very interested to see how the Rams would do next year with Baker under center. Cam Akers is arrived, I guess. Chargers are
On
not
my
good against
page.
the run at all. I mean, Akers, I think he has a field day. Over 66.5 yards. I think he feasts in this game. This game, I don't know if they're taking into account Chargers being at home, quote unquote, because 6.5 is, I have no idea how they're getting 6.5. I think I would not be surprised if the Rams went outright. Because this game in the end doesn't really mean much to the Chargers anymore because they're in the playoffs. I think Rams have a lot of pride on that team, as we saw on Christmas Day. Baker's playing for his ego, his pride, his job to get in the NFL. So I think the Rams went outright. I love the 6.5.
Yeah, I'm not nearly as confident, but would lean the 6.5. I think the best way would be a Chargers teaser or money line. I do think they win. But yeah, I probably won't get involved. I mean, the Chargers, they don't get a lot of separation. They're also, like Zach said, they've locked up a playoff spot, so they're not going to be that motivated. I guess, I mean, the only thing I'll be hoping for is the Chargers to win, so the Rams draft pick that the Lions have doesn't keep dropping.
Sure.
I mean, at that point, it's like 7th now. It was 3rd like 2 weeks ago, so kind of sucks. But yeah, I don't have a great feeling either way in this game. Maybe I'd probably look towards the over, just because, again, I mean, two teams that are kind of locked into where they are this year could just go out there, have some fun, sling the ball around. Good weapons on the Chargers, obviously, and Rams just put up 51. So, yeah, maybe the over. Chargers in a money line parlay or in a teaser to get them down to a half-point favorite, but don't really have a great feel in this game.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but with the Chargers being the quote-unquote home team, I feel like LA likes the Rams. And
More
so
than the Chargers, yeah.
if there's any even home field advantage, it doesn't matter who's technically on paper at home, that they're still going to have the momentum.
Yeah, I wonder if the Rams were the home team, if this line would change at all. Because I think, like, the Chargers being 6.5, like, are they playing in San Diego still? Because I don't understand, to be honest. I think that's way too much. It's basically a neutral site, and the Rams are home. In my opinion, with probably more fans. So,
right.
I don't know.
Okay, let's talk about the Sunday night game. Steelers head to Baltimore to face the Ravens. Ravens are 3-point favorites. Over under set at 36 points. Is Lamar back?
He did not practice today.
Uh-oh.
That's what I'll say.
Uh-oh.
I don't think he's going to play. I guess they're playing for the division if the Bengals lose on Monday, but I don't think there's a reason to really play him.
I don't either.
If Huntley plays, I think Steelers win this game outright, to be honest. Pickett's been playing pretty well, honestly. I think he's actually been kind of impressive to me. And I think this total stays low and goes under 35. It's low for a reason. I think both teams have a hard time scoring this game. Mm-hmm. Both defenses are tough and physical. Both know each other. Offenses are suspect. I probably won't be betting anything in this game, but I lean Steelers in the under.
Yeah, I like the Steelers.
Mike Tomlin, dog. That's all. I mean,
yeah. And
I'm pretty sure he's playing to be 500. I think it's everyone under 500 in his career.
Yep.
And so.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, I like Pittsburgh plus the 3. These games are always close. All the AFC North matchups usually are. Revenge spot, they just played on December 11th. Baltimore won 16-14. So really close game there. That was Huntley as well. Yeah, I think Pittsburgh, they're looking pretty good as of late. And then Baltimore just really has not looked that good. And Baltimore has Cincinnati on deck. If Baltimore loses and Cincy loses, or if Baltimore wins and Cincy loses, next week decides that division.
And I think Lamar would play in that game.
Yeah, Lamar would play in that game. So, I mean, I think there's obviously a good chance Cincinnati loses this week. So I think Baltimore is way more focused on Cincy. They'll probably rest Lamar, get him ready for that game. So, yeah, I like Pittsburgh plus the 3. Yeah, I could see him on the money line as well, but I'd take the 3 to be safe.
Me too. I like the Steelers this week. And what do you guys think about the Huntley making the Pro Bowl as an alternate?
Did they think he was? I don't know. I mean, he hasn't been good at all. Yeah, he made it as a Pro Bowl alternate.
What?
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure Huntley was surprised, to be
A
honest.
lot of fans in Baltimore, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I saw that.
Thinking off the top of my head, AFC, you've got Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert, and Allen.
Tua made it. Or he's probably one of the favorites, alternate.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you allowed the fan vote, but didn't make it on the Pro Bowl. But
yeah,
mm-hmm. That was just really weird.
I thought the Pro Bowl was all a fan vote.
No, it's not. It's like 1%.
Huh.
You also have Trevor Lawrence in the AFC, who definitely deserves to make it over him.
Right. I mean, dude, there's a ton. Almost out of all of them. I would even give Mac Jones a nod over.
I would give anybody. I mean, Huntley's barely played.
I'd give Mike White.
Yeah, no, for real. Real.
Are they still having the game, or is this like the year that they're switching to just like all the games?
They're changing it up.
Flag football.
Is it actually going to be flag football?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Well, they had a Bangin' Moms event. They could do Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
It probably Pro Bowl vote probably went Huntley, and then Wilson's down here. So he probably was below Huntley, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the last game, the Monday night game, which is probably going to be one of the best games of the season. The Bills head to Cincinnati to face the Bengals. Bengals are 1.5-point underdogs. Over under set at 49.5. This game is going to be awesome. Ethan, I'm going to let you start, man.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch this game. I'm so glad it's a primetime game. Finally, it feels like we haven't had a game of this caliber primetime all year. So happy to watch it. Just, it's going to be a great football game. It's going to have playoff implications, all that. So really like it. I'm going to have to lean Baltimore or Buffalo here. Just on the money line, minus 115. Kind of similar for the game we just talked about with Baltimore. Cincinnati's biggest game left on their schedule is going to be against Baltimore next week. They beat them, they win the division no matter what. So not that I think they'll be looking ahead too much, but I do think they're going to have just a little look ahead. They're going to want to make sure they beat their division rival. And Buffalo's playing for that 1 seed. So, yeah, I like Buffalo. They're on the road, but it's not a far travel from Buffalo to Cincinnati. So I would lean Buffalo money line. The over seems just too easy in this game, I think. I want to bet the over just for fun because I'm a degenerate, but I don't know. This game probably finds a way to stay under somehow.
Yeah. Ethan, stop fading the Bengals, by the way. I don't know when you're going to learn, ever. I like the Bengals a lot in this game. I think Josh Allen's turnovers will finally catch up to him against a good defense. He keeps turning over the ball, at will. He's just handing it to them. He's done it against the Jets. He's done it against the Bears last week. He's just throwing it right to guys. Obviously, you don't know how good the Bengals offense is, but the defense is like elite. They're third best in yards allowed, top 10 in points allowed, seventh best at home in terms of points allowed. I think this game's going to be fantastic. If you're not a degenerate and you just want to sit down and watch football, this is the game. To be honest, this is the game of the week. I like the under as well. Actually, pretty not a lot, but I do lean the under pretty heavily. But I like the Bengals be my favorite in this game.
Now, I think that the Bengals are getting their center back, or at least they designate him to return from IR.
Any O-line is helping for that team.
Yeah.
So.
They are kind of banged up, though. I think, did they just lose Trey Hendrickson, at least for like a week or two?
I think he's still going to play, even though he has like a cast or something. I'm pretty sure
he's going to play?
I thought so. I'll check it, though. Yeah, but I saw he got hurt, and then he was playing. He's a big football guy. Let's see. Yeah, he's gonna play with a brace on his broken wrist.
Gotcha.
So, there you go.
Okay. Did you guys see the MRI?
No.
It showed that he had that dog in him.
Oh, he's a big football guy.
Dude, yeah, I do like Hendrickson.
I'm gonna go with Bills money line though, and Zach. I hope to God you're right, because if the Bengals can beat the Bills, that like gives my Chiefs just a little bit of a little bump into that number 1 seed.
Oh yeah, because the Bills are 1 right now, right?
Yeah. And so if they
and you guys are 1. Are you guys 1 win better than the Bengals right now? So you guys have to win out still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're 1
because
win.
Bengals beat you guys, so you guys. Because if the Chiefs slip, then because they lost to both these teams, so they could be the 3 seed if they slip. To be honest.
But do you know our last 2 games though?
They're not. They're not going to slip. I'm just saying.
And then a Derek Carlos Raiders
sets up for a Dolphins Chiefs playoff game.
I know. I hope
it.
If I'm going to be wrong about any this week, please let the Bengals beat the Bills. Okay.
Yep.
Let's talk about our squad pick.
Oh, because no shit. If the Bills lose and the Chiefs win, then the Chiefs are the 1 seed. I don't want to play.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I kind of want the Bills to win too now, but I'm not.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, we can talk about the squad ride. I think Eagles -6. Is that a good one for us?
I'd say that or Pittsburgh.
I'd be more comfortable with the Eagles, I think.
Let me look real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. We can't really squad ride like a 2-team money line. It's kind of got to be 1 team. Just squad ride them, but I think Eagles -6 is probably regardless of quarterback. I'm in favor of it.
Man, I don't know why that money's coming in on New Orleans though. That makes me nervous.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. It's just we can't really we kind of have to swallow points. I mean, we're not taking the Texans. We already talked about that.
No. Pittsburgh though, you don't like Pittsburgh?
I'm not against it plus 2.5. If Ben, I don't know what you prefer, the Eagles or the Steelers, but
I could do either
Eagles
one.
are at home.
They are.
Yeah.
It's just sus how they're only swallowing 6. I don't know if the Hurts effect is affecting Vegas that much. I'm not sure,
right.
But
and it was 7.
it did affect it 4 points for the Cowboys game. So if they're taking that into account, if Hurts plays, it's -10, which is more accurate to me.
Right.
So I'm not sure the line's too sus.
We'll put ourselves at risk to get knocked out by the Saints in back-to-back weeks.
It's fine.
True.
Andy Dalton's not screwing me. I hope. If he screws me back-to-back weeks, I swear to God.
It's only -6 for the Eagles.
Yeah.
I have -7 on here. It's moved a point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It has.
Yeah, I would hope that's the Hurts injury, but
Yeah, I'm guessing Hurts didn't practice today, so they moved it down a point.
Okay. I think I like the Eagles more than I do the Steelers.
The Steelers. All right, Eagles -6 is fine with me.
Okay.
It's cool with me.
Eagles -6. Boom.
Yep.
Okay, we want to do the prop parlay next?
Sure.
Yep.
You guys can go. Ben can go first.
Okay. Oh, we did not talk about these beforehand, so hopefully we don't have the same ones.
I have a couple, so
Okay.
I have 2 or 3.
Well, I have Evan Ingram to continue his streak going over 49.5 receiving yards.
Yep.
Good pick.
Like that. I almost
Forgot he was in that
myself.
Thursday game. And totally
Ethan,
left
go
him on
ahead.
my
You can
bench.
go.
Okay. What was that? 49.5?
Yeah.
Yep. I looked at that too. I like that. I'm gonna keep riding the hot hand, the guy that won me my fantasy championship. I'm gonna stick with an anytime touchdown score. Because it worked for me last week. So I'm gonna go Austin Eckler this week to score. He's done
Let's
it
go.
10 of the last 12. So like Eckler there. I do see he has a questionable tag on fantasy. So if he is out for whatever reason, pivot me to AJ Dillon anytime touchdown. But I think
Nice.
Eckler's the play.
Yeah, so I'm kind of stuck here. I have 3 I really like. I'm going to say, mark me down is if Christian Watson plays, put his receiving yards on there. I'm not sure what it's at. We'll find out on. I'll let you know what it is. If he does not play or if he's going to be limited at all, I'll let you know. I'll take Cam Akers over 66.5 rushing yards is my other one. That's mine.
I like that.
So Christian Watson, if he plays, his over receiving yards, and then if he doesn't or limited, I'll let you know. Cam Akers over.
Okay. Yeah, make sure you're following our socials so we post all this stuff before the games come out. So whatever happens, you guys will see it there.
Okay.
All right, let's get into the big 3. Let's see. Ethan, you were the big dog last week. You were tied with Zach for being the best. So start, man. Go ahead.
I'm also going for the top seed, the top record here for versus Ben here. Me and him are tied.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Head to head.
I'm trying to creep closer and closer to 500. So hopefully I can get there by the time the Super Bowl is around. But I'm going to go Green Bay -3. Love that one. I'm going to go Chicago +6. And I've been back and forth on about 3 or 4 games here for my last one. I'm going to try Buffalo moneyline.
Okay. I'll go. I'm fading you in one. All right. Okay.
Oh, no.
Give me Rams +6.5. Give me Bengals ML. And then give me Giants ML pair with Lions ML. Is my third.
Giants Lions, did you say?
Yeah, I was gonna go with one of the unders I liked, but I hate unders. They're so boring. So give me Rams +6.5, Bengals ML, Giants ML with Lions.
Okay.
ML.
I was really happy with my big 3 before these lines started changing because I had the 49ers at the -6, and I really love that. But for my big 3, I will go 49ers -10. I will swallow the points. Bears and Lions over, and I'm going to go Cowboys -10.
Okay.
I'm swallowing a lot of points again this week. but
You
I just
love
have-
swallowing points.
I know.
You love it.
It's
Yeah,
worked
of
out
course.
not too bad,
No, it has. It has.
but
I mean, when you took Seahawks +9.5 last week, it didn't hit. So I guess realistically, you're doing good on the big boys.
right. Just the
Ti-
Cowboys.
by the way,
Titans.
Cowboys are -12 now. Does that affect you in any way? Or does it matter? You think they win by 14?
Yeah, I would say I don't
Okay.
care.
Yeah, I mean, I
Well, it's
agree.
kind of a
Backup
number.
quarterback and no Henry. Now, if Henry does play, I would probably change that.
Yeah, no, he's doubtful. I don't think he's gonna play.
Yeah.
So-
They just have nobody now.
I don't think you got
Yeah.
too much to worry about.
No. All right, that was a good round.
It's kind of an ugly big 3, I think.
I think so too.
It's just
I'm nervous.
I love mine. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's 3-0.
Yeah.
So, but I'm fading. Me and Ethan are different sides, so
Yep.
I like my odds, to say the least.
You're fading Ethan. Ethan's fading his own team.
Yep.
I know. I don't know why you do that. That's just so weird to me.
Got the best read on your own team all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I guess-
We can get into the draft now if you want.
Let's do it.
Cool.
All right, cool. So this week we are doing cereals. It was nice and simple. For each order is me, Ethan, Ben. So
Okay.
I got first pick here. Honestly, I'm not even thinking twice about it. Give me Reese's Puffs, my
Dang
first
it.
pick.
I knew it.
It's just by
That's the
far
pick.
the best. Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, Ethan, was it yours too? Was that up?
Yeah. I went to the grocery store today and I was like, oh, we're doing cereals. I got to go look in the cereal aisle at cereal. So I was just looking over all of them. Bought myself some Reese's Puffs.
Yeah.
It's just such like
Yep.
probably the most unhealthy. I'm gonna be honest, but I don't care. So
You don't eat
Yep.
cereal to be healthy.
yeah, no, I
Right.
don't care. Don't
Um,
matter to me.
I'm gonna go. Give me Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Good
Just a
pick.
classic.
Good pick.
I actually don't eat it too much anymore, but
Yeah,
can't
that's a good pick.
with milk, without.
I'm on an island here. I don't like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Really?
Mm,
No.
Sounds like I
Okay.
could have held on to that for a bit then.
yeah, for real.
It didn't even make my list. Like being
No?
honest, like my top 12.
Wow.
Yeah. And I know like that's a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if we just didn't grow up with it or what, but
Now, I will say, all these cereals that we're naming, if you put too much milk on it, it decreases the value. Like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, when they're soggy, they're not as good. They
Right,
gotta
right.
like have some crunch
I
to it.
prefer them
just to let
without
you know.
milk. Just keep
You
you
don't
say
put any
hot
milk in
milk?
your cereal?
No, without.
oh, without milk. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, just eating
I mean,
them dry.
okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you always do? You don't put milk in your cereal?
No, like I will, but
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I just want
Yeah.
to make sure. I was like, really?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go with Captain Crunch peanut butter.
oh, okay.
Nice.
I'm
a
a
good
big
pick.
peanut butter cereal guy.
That's good.
And my next one is my personal favorite. And it's got a lot of different names depending on like where you are. I find this like super regional because I could find it all the time when I was in college. But now that I moved like back to this side of the state, I have a really hard time finding it. But it's Waffle Crisp.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
I love
I've
that
honestly
stuff.
never even heard of it. I'm gonna
I've
be
heard
honest.
of
I've
it,
never
but
even heard of
had
it.
Oh man, you guys
It
gotta
sounds
try it.
fantastic.
It's my favorite.
Okay.
Well, I mean after Reese's Puffs, but I mean come on now.
Yeah, I mean, I had the best pick, so it's fine. Ethan can go.
All right. This I don't know how you guys are gonna take this one. Honey Bunches of Oats.
That was my
Nope,
next
I love
one.
that pick. Love
Yeah.
that pick.
Absolutely love them.
It's a great pick. Does it matter the flavor to you or just the classic?
I'm usually classic. If I get really risque, I'll throw the almonds in there, but I haven't
Okay.
I don't go for like the chocolate or the whatever kind they have nowadays.
Okay. I guess I have two here, right? Give me Frosted Flakes, another unhealthy one. Don't care. Frosted Flakes is a classic to me.
Yep.
I'm going unhealthy again. Give me Cookie Crisp. I think that shit's so good.
I do like
It's-
Cookie Crisp.
I have three of them, probably by far the most unhealthy three I've picked. Is mine, but I don't care.
I do love Cookie Crisp.
Cookie Crisp is that guy though. He's the
No,
flashy one.
Cookie Crisp is him.
Yeah.
He's him.
All right, I'm gonna go Fruity Pebbles.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Love some
Good.
Fruity Pebbles.
Good one.
Well, let's see. My next one. I'm gonna go. Give me Golden Crisp.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Love Golden Crisp. I think. Do they also like Honey Smacks? Is that another name for them? It's like the same type of
I
thing.
I think it's
Think-
two completely different.
Oh,
Are they?
I think
need to
so.
look that up. Because they have a bunch of different names too. I mean, maybe you don't just shop at Walmart like me.
I think Honey Smacks are like those puffed up little rice ball type things.
No, those are Pops.
No,
Right.
no. They have like a bear logo or something.
I'm talking like these guys.
I-
If you can even
I see it. I see
Okay.
it. I've never seen those. So,
Then I think Golden Grams is different.
oh,
Golden
I know.
Crisp,
I've heard
Golden
of Golden.
Crisp.
Oh, Golden Crisp.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking Golden Grams.
Gotcha.
There's
Yeah,
confusion.
gold.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
do have Golden Grams down further though. But my next one's gonna be Raisin Bran Crunch.
Good pick.
I-
I like the Raisin Bran.
I really like not regular Raisin Bran. I like the Raisin Bran Crunch. You gotta get that
Okay.
granola in there.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I actually like Raisin Bran a good amount.
Yeah.
I'll just go with the classic Wheaties.
Gotta eat your Wheaties, kids. That's what they always
Gotta
say.
eat your Wheaties. Gotta throw a little bit of sugar on there, make them a little bit sweet. But yep, do love some Wheaties.
Okay.
Those are good.
I got 3 left on my list here. I'll go with the classic. Give me Honey Nut Cheerios, my 4th.
Yep,
I think it's just it can never go wrong for me. So
I do love those.
Yeah.
just a classic.
I'm glad you said that because I had Honey Bunches of Oats written down twice on my list, and I'm like, no, I was trying to write something different with honey. What was that? It was Honey Bunches of Oats
And Honey Nut
or
Cheerios.
Honey Nut Cheerios. I mean, did it again.
Okay.
That was a good round. I really like Apple Jacks too, but they didn't make it in.
Mm-hmm.
I had Lucky Charms, Fruit Loops. I had a couple too.
Yeah.
I still had left, but
Honeycomb.
Yeah, I got that one.
I like honeycomb. Special K
There's some-
with the
there's some-
strawberries in them. I love that.
Dude, Ethan, our lists are too similar, bro. Special K red berries. Yep.
Dude, yeah, I love that.
It's good, man.
That was almost my last pick, but had to go Wheaties.
Yeah.
Keep it classic.
My wife, she really likes, I think they're like cinnamon Wheaties. Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, frosted mini wheats. I actually love those things.
Mhm.
Never had them.
Really?
Mm-mm.
They're good.
I haven't.
I think they're good. I like those.
Yeah.
Okay. We ready to talk some college football?
We're ready. I'm ready. Big time ready.
Uh-oh. Okay. Let's talk about Ohio State versus Georgia first. Actually, you know what? Before we even start with that, Zach, did you want to do the predictions of who's going to win it all before or after?
We can do it after, or as you're talking about. It's up to you guys.
Okay. We'll do it after. Let's start with Ohio
Yeah.
State versus Georgia. Zach, I'll let you go first.
Yeah. So this line seems incredibly short to me. I know Vegas loves Ohio State. I mean, it doesn't matter. They love them. Line's very short. I see a lot of people talking about the similarities between Bama and Ohio State, and I see it. I see how, Bama can stretch the field with their receivers, their playmakers. I see the same thing with Ohio State, stretch the field, their playmakers. They got guys everywhere. I'm not sure if Smith and Jigba is going to play. That'd be big if he did for Ohio State. I have no idea if he is. But the big difference between those two is Bama isn't soft. OSU is soft, Ben. They are a soft team. Georgia's very similar to Michigan. They're going to punch him in the mouth repeatedly, and they're not going to respond. This line's short, so the Georgia 6.5 susses me out. I definitely think they win this game. I think it's going to be a close game, a closer game than people might think, which is why I think maybe the line's a little short. But OSU's soft, and Georgia's winning that game.
Yeah, I think that Smith and Jiba or whatever, I think he's out.
I think
Is he out officially?
so.
Damn.
He declared for the
sucks.
draft, right?
I think
Oh,
so.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That sucks. He's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll just preface this. I have not looked too deeply into any of these games yet. I'm still kind of waiting until closer to Saturday, but definitely Ohio State plus the 6.5 because, yeah, like Zach said, it is a short line. Every public bettor is going to open up their betting app, look at these games, and be like, "Oh, Georgia by a touchdown? That's all that needs to happen. Like, give that to me." So I think you could probably wait if you want OSU. It probably gets up to like 7.5. Once more public comes in on it. Would lead the under just because Georgia's defense and players like Smith and Jiba out. So yeah, I don't know if I could get to the window with OSU plus 6.5. It is just kind of scary. But yeah, my lean for sure OSU and under.
OHIO, baby.
Oh, disgusting.
They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. I love you boys, but it's the season ends here.
Yeah.
I don't know by how much. The
I
line's
hope it's
short.
close for my entertainment value. I love if it's
Yeah.
close. I
Yeah.
pray Ohio State wins this game to face. I pray they play Michigan in the championship. They can fucking
Zach,
smack them again.
If they beat Georgia, they win it all. That's it.
Slow down there.
No,
I
that's
agree.
it. That's it.
Punch
Thank
him
you.
again in the mouth.
Thank you,
I
Ethan.
agree 100%.
I mean,
He lives in Michigan, and he's saying that, Zach.
If it's OSU, I mean, he's a biased Michigan State fan. I don't want to hear that from that kid. but if it's OSU versus Michigan in the final, whoever wins that game has bragging rights for eternity until there's another one of a championship game between those two teams. So that game would be crazy if that happened.
That'd be awesome. I hope that
So
happens.
sick.
I think OSU.
So do I. I want
OSU
Ohio State to win
beats them.
so bad.
They're
But
not
Michigan
going
gets
to.
fucking smacked.
They're not going to. I almost even lean Georgia. I
Yeah, I
have
don't-
no confidence in my Buckeyes.
Yeah.
You're not
I
joking
should
when
tell
you say
you.
they're soft.
No, they're the def. I mean, I'm not even trying to be just a hater. They're just every year
Yeah.
they get punched in the mouth by a more physical team. Every
They
year.
beat Michigan though.
You think that? You saw the first game.
Tough to beat a good team twice, especially in college football.
Yeah, I would say that if the team's not soft and Michigan's gonna punch him in the fuck, I want it so bad, but it's not gonna happen. That sucks.
Bosa Zeke Ohio State team, man. I love them, and
Oh.
it's just been downhill from there.
Yeah, they're just a flashy spread offense, and when you play a physical SEC team or Michigan, you get punched in the mouth.
Yeah, so they're gonna lose to Georgia, but if they don't, they're just gonna clobber Michigan.
I lean OSU with the points though, because it's way short.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
and I hope they win. I hope Ohio State wins that game. I really do.
you don't though,
No, I
because
do.
they're gonna beat Michigan.
I want it. I want it bad. That'd be the game of the year for me.
We have to
Oh
do
my
something. Us three got to do something if we get that matchup.
Game of the year. That talk about a bet. I would.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever the line is, give it. Bring me the ammo. I don't even need the points.
All right, let's talk about the other side: Michigan versus TCU. If you're so over Michigan, Zach, you got to be on Michigan here, right?
Yeah.
Easy.
So I'll just say right now, I have Michigan to win it all plus 300. I got them at. I have them to win it all. I think this team is. It made me feel a lot better if they had Blake Corum. I'll tell you that. He's. I don't know how he didn't get invited to the Heisman ceremony. The running back from Michigan, he's really good. I would be shocked if he didn't go to the draft, but he's 50-50, he said. I don't know why he would not go. But, I think Michigan's winning. Donovan Edwards, the backup, can carry the load himself. Michigan defense has been really good. The quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, who I was worried about, has played unbelievable. He's growing up in front of our eyes. And TCU starts slow every game. We've seen it, how many comebacks. It's very hard to do that against a Michigan team that's going to control the ball and not turn it over and just punch you in the mouth. I love Max Duggan. He's awesome. He's great. If TCU covered, I wouldn't be surprised, but the Michigan 7.5 TCU, I'll take them. They're winning it all, so I don't even need to bet the spread because I have them winning it all, so it doesn't matter to me.
So the real crime of not making the Heisman ceremony was last year with Kenneth Walker, the better running back than Blake Corum, statistically.
Sure.
Yeah, that if Corum made the Heisman,
Maybe if Michigan State was any good, he would have made it.
hey, they weren't bad last year.
They weren't terrible. They weren't in the playoff.
No, but yeah, if Corum made it over Walker last year. No. I think people are writing off TCU way too early in this game. I like TCU plus the 7.5. Don't know if they can win outright, but I definitely think they have a chance. I think that loss to Kansas State was probably good for them. Get a little pressure off of them so they're not undefeated. I think it's going to be a good football game. I think people think Michigan are just going to stomp them. I don't think that's the case.
I don't think that either.
I think it's going to be a good, tight game all the way through. Maybe last possession wins it. So definitely TCU plus the points. Michigan probably finds a way to squeak out a win, but I can't say that with much confidence.
So do you have Georgia winning it all?
Absolutely.
Me too.
Love it.
I got Georgia too.
I have the value on mine. Love my side.
Yeah.
And if Michigan loses to TCU, I look like a fucking idiot. So,
but all right.
If you're betting futures, though, Michigan's the side to be on.
Michigan's the value for sure.
Yeah.
I think the value can be at Ohio State too. Like I think I'm not.
All I
I
have to do
don't
is win one game.
Two. But realistically, like because as you said, I mean, Ohio State, they're going to be favored in their next game, whoever wins that matchup. So you're getting a good amount of, I'll look right now for you at what the future is for them. I don't think it's not crazy. I know TC is like crazy in terms of you're betting them. I'm not sure that makes much sense. They are plus 350, so they're barely even above Michigan. So Michigan or Ohio State, I guess, has value. I didn't know they were that small. Jeez.
You'd probably be better off if you like Ohio State, money lining them against Georgia and then rolling over against whoever.
Yeah, probably not wrong there either.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for our episode today. Did you guys want to do any bets? I know Ethan and Zach, you guys were talking earlier.
No, I'm good because I would love to do the Raiders one, but I have to for Josh Jacobs in fantasy. I have a lot on fantasy this week, so it's hard for me to.
Yep. Yeah, my fantasy's for the most part done. Yeah, I would do a bet, but if there's one,
do with Ben with his Niners.
If you want to double down, Ben, I would, but it's up to you. Or we could just take a news break.
Yeah. Because did you have the Raiders in your big three?
I didn't put them there, but
okay. Because I got the Niners in mine.
Right.
I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna give you the New Year's off.
All right.
All right. You guys got anything? Any parting words?
Have a safe and happy New Year, guys. Just make sure to stay safe out there and stuff.
A lot of good football on in coming days. This
great sports weekend.
It'll be great.
Oh, great.
Reminder that we are still donating to St. Jude through the new year. So $1 for every subscriber and like on YouTube. So get over there, give us a subscription and a like, and we will donate for you. Have a happy, safe, fun New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year's, guys. Enjoy all this good football that we've got coming up. This Bills-Bengals game, man. Get your chips ready.
Oh, college football is where it's at this weekend for me. Love it. It's going to be a great weekend of sports.
A great sports weekend and a great holiday weekend. So, again, guys, have a Happy New Year. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at Better Green. That's Better, Bettor Green. Make sure you listen to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music at Better and Green, and subscribe to us on YouTube where you can watch highlights from the show and special segments. Thank you guys for listening in, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Peace, boys.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Welcome to Better and Green, eh? To Better and Green, eh? To Better and Green, eh? Listening to cash out, that's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot, and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top. Hey, shout out to Ethan, shout out to Zed, shout out to Ben. Welcome to our podcast, Better and Green.